Yo, what's up, everybody? This is LB back at y'all with another one. Let's get right into the funk, man. Uh, so we continuing on about this Breonna Taylor case. Yeah, I know this might be exhausting and all that, but hey, we got to get to the bottom of this, man, because there's still lingering questions that Daniel Cameron isn't answering, right? So we want to take a deeper dive into this case, right? And we're going to start with the no-knock warrant because this whole thing started with a no-knock warrant. All right. So this judge goes by the name of Mary Shaw. Now, she signed the warrants for Taylor's apartment on Springfield Drive, a suspected drug house, 2 vacant homes near Taylor's residence, and a suspected stash house somewhere else in the city. Now, this is according to court documents that was obtained by USA Today, right? Now, the warrant for the suspected stash house was not executed, okay? Now, a lady by the name of Barbara Sexton, she said she was very surprised to learn how easily and quickly the deadly no-knock warrant search warrants were signed by Judge Mary Shaw. She said it was shocking to read the warrant information and see similar wording multiple times. Said the justification used to convince the judge was based on old information, right? So, with that being said, so if it was based on old information and that judge signed the warrant, then that judge need to go after those people that written that warrant, right? Shout out to Jacob Jennings. He said for wings for the game tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. Damn right, we'll get some wings with that. Shout out to William Bird, Stephanie Dews. I appreciate y'all for being in here. All right. Now, there's also by this Councilwoman Sexton Smith. She's also helped propose and push legislation to ban no-knock warrants in Louisville. All right, they call it Breonna's law. Now, as I said yesterday, Judge Mary Shaw ain't talking about this. Matter of fact, the one time she did talk about it, she's pushing it off on the FBI. And we all know the FBI really ain't gonna come back and do anything because William Barr himself, Nakamama from Dinosaurs, already said himself that he is not looking to press any charges or go after individuals in the Louisville Police Department. Okay, because this is what you call textbook definition of contempt of court. This is contempt. This is perjury. All this is mixed in with that Judge Mary Shaw can go after these guys, but is she going to go after them? No, she's not going after them. Now, it also goes on to say that Taylor or her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, were the investigation's target. So if they weren't the target, why did you go to the house? 5 no-knock warrants was signed under Judge Mary Shaw, right? They don't go to one of the houses. They go to the house where Breonna Taylor and Kenneth Walker is at. Now, the guy they were looking for is already incarcerated. So like I said before, if this guy is the subject of an investigation, you're looking to get him, I'm pretty sure all you have to do is go through jail records to verify whether or not this guy's already locked up. I mean, there's just so much wrong with this case, right? Neither Taylor nor Walker had any criminal history, and no drugs was located in the house. No money also was not located in the house as well. Now, police say they announced themselves that they entered the home, but you had many people saying that they did not. Now, Kenneth Walker had been charged with assault and attempted murder on a police officer, but y'all got to understand, when that ballistics report came back, that ballistics report did not show that the gun or that the bullet that hit that police officer in the leg came from Kenneth Walker's gun. Now, he had been charged, he got released and was put under home or incarceration, basically home arrest, but Judge Olu Stevens dismissed his case in May. Now, let's go back. Let's go to another article, right? We're going to talk about the shooting report. The shooting report didn't even have Breonna Taylor's name on it. Now, this one says the Louisville Metro Police Department has come under fire after releasing a report on police-involved shootings for the year that does not include the name of slain 26-year-old EMT Breonna Taylor. So far in 2020, they said they have opened fire just 8 times. Really? 8 times? Okay. Now, the report includes an entry for the shooting death of Taylor, but her name is not in it. It showcases her boyfriend's name, Kenneth Walker III, and says officers attempted to make entry into the residence during execution of a search warrant and were met by gunfire within the residence. What do you mean met by gunfire? What the fuck do you mean? It lists Walker's address and the skin color, and this case is open even though it was dismissed by a judge. So why is this case open and Judge Olu Stevens dismissed the case? That case should have been closed. I mean, there's all kinds of, violations going on within that police department. There need to be an independent review of this police department. Now, Daniel Cameron, he said back then that he had like 6 or 7 people working on the case. Why? So everybody get their story straight? He said that it was a thorough and fair investigation, even though he didn't look at the no-knock warrant. But they did a thorough and fair investigation, but he didn't even look at the no-knock warrant. Daniel Cameron, this is prosecutorial misconduct. This is prosecutorial misconduct. And that's why I believe when it's all said and done, he is going to be the fall guy for this. He's going to be the fall guy. Watch what I tell you. Right? Now, he said that he he stepped in as a special investigator to investigate the case. Why do you need all these investigators or whatever like that? You tell me you can't find 2 or 3 competent people that's going to do their job? Because it wasn't designed to cover the details of the case. This was designed to cover it up. It's just so much stuff that is wrong with this case. Now, let's talk about there's another thing I wanted to talk about, right? Grand jury indicted Brett Hankerson on 3 counts of wanton endangerment for firing bullets that went into the apartment next to Taylor's, right? Because there were some white people that were living there during the attempt that went awry. But no indictment was returned against Sergeants Jonathan Manley and Detective Miles Cosgrove, who fired the bullets that struck and killed the 26-year-old unarmed black woman in her hallway that night. Now, we already talked about there was no drugs and there was no money in the house. But here's some questions that we need to ask for this, right? So, how can Brett Hankerson be charged with endangering the lives of Taylor's neighbors, but not with endangering the life of Breonna Taylor? I just want to ask that question, right? How can they charge him with wanton endangerment with endangering the lives of other people, but not Breonna Taylor? See, that doesn't make any sense right there, right? Then another question is, even if, Manley and Cosgrove had the right to defend themselves by returning fire against Walker, who they say he shot at him, that they had justification to shoot and kill Breonna Taylor, an unarmed person who serves no threat. This is why all three of them should have been charged with murder. And then let's talk about the grand jury, right? Because we hopped on the grand jury, right? We talked about how the grand jury was secretive, and this is where these attorney generals or these district attorneys can go on their little spin cycle to try to bury the hatchet on a conviction. Try to bury a hatchet on a charge or whatever, right? So did Daniel Cameron, and let me back up. Daniel Cameron even admitted himself that he did not pursue homicide charges against those police officers. He said it himself. He admitted this. So no, the grand jury did not even get the vote. They didn't even get the vote on whether or not those police officers should have been charged. This was Daniel Cameron's attempt to cover it up. This was his attempt to go to the media and say, well, there's really nothing a whole lot there and this thing and the next thing. But it backfired when one of those jurors like, no, we're gonna release everything. Oh yeah, by the way, he didn't even bring the homicide charges to get those police officers. We ain't even had a chance to determine whether or not that was the case, right? And it took a person who was on the jury to bring that out, and that would open up Pandora's box. Now, the USA Today tried to get Brett Hankerson's personnel file, but of course, the police department declined to give that to him. Because had we looked at his personnel file, I'm pretty sure we would have been able to see, what this guy is really all about. I'm pretty sure this guy had multiple complaints against him. I'm pretty sure this guy, has been suspended or some cases like that. And it's just insane to where these cops are pretty much going to get off, right? This case not even going to go to court because no charges are going to be filed against outside the wanton endangerment. Now, speaking of the the cops announcing themselves, right? March 21st, you had a man that told police that no one identified themselves as officers and heard no knocking, right? So May 15th came around on the subsequent interview. He changed the story and he said he did hear police announce themselves and knock on Taylor's door. So what changed between March 21st and May 15th, right? Was it they looked up this guy's record? They probably say he got a couple charges on him. And what they say, they probably called him up and said, "Hey, we know you got this pending charge over your head, and you know you're looking at some prison time. But you know what? We can make this all go away if you just cooperate." So what do you mean by cooperate? What are you trying to say? Oh yeah, all you got to do is tell us that you heard the police knock on that night Breonna Taylor was killed, and that we can make all this go away. That all your drug possession, your gun charges, yeah, and you know what? Those charges that you had, you can be deported. You know that, right? We know where you're really from. So you face deportation. So if you don't play ball, we got a one-way flight for you back to where you came from. And like, man, don't do that. Don't do that. Just tell me what I need to do. I'll do it. Okay. Just leave me alone. Because this is what happens when, you know, the police calls you and all that, right? They call you, and if you don't tell them what they need to hear, then you become a person of interest. And they keep blowing up your phone. Hey, I know you're busy right now, but you can please give us a call back when you get a chance. This is really important because we need to really talk to you. So he talks to the cops. Cops lay down that threat about possibly deporting him or, giving him jail time or whatever like that unless he played ball. And he succumbed to the pressure. So between March 21st and May 15th, all of a sudden now he had this epiphany that he heard the police knocked. And that's what they ran on. You had pretty much the mainstream media running with that narrative. You got clowns like Stephen A. Smith running with that narrative. When the truth was, the police didn't announce themselves. So 12 other people, including the guy that was in the house, didn't hear the police announce themselves. But this one person all of a sudden heard the police announce themselves as coming in the door, and that's what we're going to run from. I mean, that's the article we're going to run with, or the narrative. I'm sorry. This is the narrative we're going to run with now. 12 other people saying, no, they didn't knock. They ain't even announced themselves. But this one person magically did. And that's what we're going to go with. That's what Daniel Cameron's going to go with. This is a dereliction of duty on Daniel Cameron's part. And, if he's brought the trial, if he's brought if he's made the step down, if he's, even gets held in contempt for prosecutorial misconduct, will I shed a tear? Would I bat an eye? No. He deserves everything he get. Now, a recording of the interview with the man was not played for the grand jury in the tapes on Friday. I wonder why. Why would you not, if this what you saying is true, that the guy heard the police knock on the door, you heard the police saying they announced themselves, why won't you play that for the grand jury, Daniel Cameron? You said you had all the evidence. You said you had all this. You did this thorough investigation, but yet you don't play that for the grand jury? Are you freaking kidding me? And a third interview, because they interviewed this guy 3 times. They interviewed this guy 3 times. That's what they said. Cameron's investigators say he heard police announce themselves, but he did not hear police knocking on the door. So now we got 3 different versions of the story, from them not announcing themselves as police to them announcing themselves as police to them announcing themselves as police, but he didn't hear them knock on the door. So which one is it? Which one is it? Now, me personally, I believe it was the first one. I believe it was the first one. The first time was the actual truth. It was not anything that those police made this guy say. Mm-mm-mm. Now, they say police were repeatedly told there were no packages suspicious or otherwise delivered to Taylor's home in connection with the drug investigation. This is where we're going back. Where we going back to the whole reason the no knock warrant was delivered in the first place. Because, like I said before, drugs don't come through the mail. No one's gonna be mailing a whole bunch of money and drugs through the mail. Okay? And then on top of that, if they were, one, the police won't know about it because the post office got their own set of investigators that will look into it. So how would the police know that drugs was going through the post office? Right? And the guy they were looking for was already locked up. There's so much wrong with this case. This should be a domino effect of people that should go down for this. To the judge that signed the no knock warrant, to the people who executed that warrant, to the people that that did the ballistics, the people that signed that that ballistics report, not the ballistics report. Shout out to my boy J Dog in the building. I talk about the people that signed the autopsy report, because remember that autopsy report came back with no injuries. This girl got 6 bullet holes in her body, but yet there was no injuries. So the people that signed that autopsy report should go down for that. And then you got Tom Wine, the district attorney for the city of Louisville, right? He should go down for this too, because it's prosecutorial misconduct on his part. Now, if anybody should jumped up all over this, it should have been those Democratic Party members that's in Louisville right now, that's in Kentucky, right? Because remember, the governor is Democrat. Tom Wine himself, a district attorney out there, he's a Democrat, right? So you would figure they would have been all over Daniel Cameron, who's an up-and-coming star in the Republican Party, as Donald Trump liked to put it, right? A star is born, right? So if anything, them Democrats should have been all over that, but they weren't. Matter of fact, they working hand in hand. So I thought there was all this dissension within between the Republicans and Democrats, right? These people work hand in hand to preserve white supremacy. And this black bootleg Daniel Cameron, right, who was a paper pusher now, this guy was pushing papers, but somehow he ends up on the ticket. He wins Attorney General for Kentucky last year, right? So a guy that pushed papers, never handled criminal cases, right? But yet he's handling a criminal case of this magnitude. And then some of the things he said, a lot of it just didn't add up. It's exhausting to where people out here are dying at the hands of police officers or whatever, and yet we got the system that's in place that's supposed to uphold the law, that's supposed to serve and protect, but all they want to do is cover up and cover up this murder of this woman. And then they run a smear campaign on him. They run a smear campaign on Kenneth Walker, and they ran a smear campaign on Breonna Taylor. 2 people that had no criminal history. But you got clowns like Candace Owens and whoever, and whatever bootleg Fox News or whatever media outlet, they want to prop up these black bootlegs to run interference for what the hell's going on. They want to toe the line, talk all kinds of shit like they were there. This is flat out, this is raw, unadulterated conspiracy as we see it right now. You've seen it play out right there in front of you. Shout out to Maximus Royalty in the building. Appreciate you. They on the same team. I don't want nobody telling me about Republicans and Democrats. They have different beliefs, and You know, they don't. I don't want to hear that, because if they really want to come together, they'll come together. We're seeing it right now as we speak. This is complete, crystal clear evidence of what's going on right now, as far as Republicans and Democrats working together to bury the hatchet on the case. These guys should be arrested right now. But instead, they're living their lives and all that like nothing happened. You got Candace on the, well, they got to go home to their families. What the fuck you think Breonna Taylor wanted to do? You think she was this drug runner? Huh? You think Breonna Taylor wanted to be some drug runner? No, the woman was inspiring to be a nurse. So what the fuck you talk about this crystal meth and all this bullshit, man? Get the fuck out of here, Candace Owens, you fucking coon ass bitch. Fuck out of here. You bringing up shit that ain't got nothing to do with the case, man. And that's why I'm saying that family need to go after Candace Owens for all that bullshit she's saying. Anybody else that's running a smear campaign against Breonna Taylor. Demon rats. Well, J-Dog, you funny as hell. That's right. Demon rats. Because all they are, demon rats and the Republicans, yeah. So why won't Daniel Cameron answer those questions? He was quick to run a smear campaign on Breonna Taylor and Kenneth Walker. Oh yeah, y'all made them out to be the El Chapo of goddamn Louisville. This massive drug ring that was going on. What massive drug ring you know that's going on in Louisville? Let's talk about Tom Wine, because he just as much has to do with this. He has just as much to do with this. Now, Tom Wine, he calls himself trying to clean this up, saying that he was seeking to correct misinformation in the public and on social media. Now, he's trying to play clean up because this can come back on him. Now, I want to show y'all something. Now, this is what Tom Wine tried to do. Let me see. Hold up. I'll pull this up. He tried it. The bastard tried. Ballistics report. All right, so we talked about the ballistics report. Talked about that. I gotta close a lot of these tabs. I got a lot of tabs. Shout out to Juanetta Thomas in the building. Now, he trying to clean this up by posting this picture about all the targets and the no-knock warrant and all this type of shit, right? Basically trying to make it seem like, oh, he you know, there's a lot of misinformation out here, and I can't have this on my conscience. I can't have this stuff on my name. But you're pretty much in this, Tom Wine. You're pretty much in this. Now, he tried to play 4 audio clips, including 3 statements from Walker and 1 from an officer serving the warrant. Well, we already know the police did not announce themselves when they went into the door, when they went into the house. Now, Kenneth Walker, in his report, he basically said that, hey, whose is it? When they knocked on the door, they said, "Who is it?" No one announced themselves. All right, so let me ask y'all something, right? If you have a no-knock warrant, right, and you ain't gonna announce yourself, then why would you go out your way to do that? Why would you even have that warrant in the first place? Why would you even have that type of warrant in the first place if that's the case? Right? Come on, man. These motherfuckers think we stupid. Shout out to Luda Ryder in the building. Man, these people think we stupid, man. And I don't like being, played for a sucker. So Tom Wine said it's very possible there was no criminal activity on either side of that door. What do you mean? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Tom Wine? You just as much have a lot to do with this thing. Because see, when it comes to these district attorneys, when it comes to these judges, when it comes to these police officers, they work hand in hand. These dudes and these females that's holding these positions work hand in hand. Matter of fact, I won't be surprised if these DAs and these judges and these police officers, they go hang out together at one point or another. They go to dinners, they have all kinds of conferences in the judges' chambers, all this other type of stuff. Right? So don't tell me that these guys don't work hand in hand. These guys talk to each other on the phone. Yeah, I won't be surprised if some of these people were good friends of each other. So don't tell me that, nothing is going on. Oh, there's a lot going on. You mean to tell me 6 months go by and this is the best you come up with? Because they were trying to cover it up for the last 6 months. These guys should have been charged and put in jail already, pending trial. You don't need no grand jury to come back with an arrest or charging these individuals. But they use that grand jury as a front. They use the grand jury as a front to cover up what the fuck they got going on. They try to say, "Oh, the grand jury is sacred." The trial jury isn't sacred. We all look when they have a trial court by jury. You look. This is nothing. Look, if y'all want to know how the process works, y'all need to watch this movie called "A Time to Kill." The movie starred Samuel L. Jackson, and the movie was about a little girl that was beaten, raped at the hands of like full white boys, and Samuel L. Jackson hired Matthew McConaughey because he shot one of them in public in front of everybody, and he hired Matthew McConaughey as his lawyer. The movie came out in like 1996. So if you want to know how the process plays out as far as jury selection go, because remember, when they select juries, it's supposed to be a trial by your peers, not this. Oh, we're gonna pick a whole bunch of white people and then we're gonna leave the blacks out. So if they're black, they're gonna be automatically eliminated. It's supposed to be a trial by your peers, but you leave it up to these guys who uphold white supremacy, and they'll do anything but that. Because look, when it comes to a lawyer, their job is to win cases. It's not to put out the facts of the case and let the jury and the judge decide for themselves. No, they manipulate facts and they tailor what's going on with the case to their advantage. So if you're a defense attorney and you see something that could possibly implicate your client, then you're not going to put that out there in the atmosphere. Or if you're a prosecutor and you see something that can possibly get this guy off, hey, we discovered something in our investigation where this guy ain't had nothing to do with it, man. I think we need to dismiss these charges against this individual. Will they do that? No. because their job is to win cases. They win cases, they get more jobs, they make more money. You know, when they go up for a re-election, they can brag about this high conviction rate. Why do you think Kamala Harris is where she is? Because the one thing that she touted all this when she went from district attorney in San Francisco, the state district attorney, all the way up to being vice president, what was her thing? One of her driving points was, I have a high conviction rate. And anybody that live out there in California, you know what I'm talking about when it comes to this heifer. What up, Lakers 80 fan 80, Lakers fan 87? Salute. Real Facts TV, what's up? They don't give a fuck about the facts of the case. Hell, only two things they worry about: winning cases. If you're a prosecutor, you worry about convictions, and if you're a defense attorney, you're worried about getting your client off. That's it. All the stuff that surround the specific case don't matter. But this particular case, it was never going to go to court because Daniel Cameron was towing the line for white supremacy. He was never going to charge those individuals. They came with that bullshit ass wanton endangerment. What up, TJ? What's going on, my brother? How you doing? Appreciate you, man. For real. Daniel Cameron, and then because you see what happened after that. After those police officers, after when Daniel Cameron came out and said, well, those police officers not going to get charged, he got praise from Donald Trump. And then he got praise from those police unions. He got so much praise from Donald Trump that Trump even put him on the short list to become a Supreme Court justice member. Now, obviously, they ain't pick him. They picked a racist white girl who is about anti-choice, right? So you can possibly get raped by your assailant and get pregnant, and you wouldn't even have the right to have an abortion if you want to. That's the kind of person they picked, right? Another person, the same person who I'm talking about that Trump selected to be a Supreme Court justice, right? She's an anti-Obamacare person. So if this case ever goes back to court, which it will, because they're pushing it, if you have a pre-existing condition, right? And because you hear what Trump said, well, we're gonna repeal the Obamacare and make it better. Yeah, better for big pharma. So now they can charge their own prices if they even give you coverage at all if you have a pre-existing condition. So that's a dog whistle. Recognize dog whistles. Remember why I say what dog whistle was? It's basically code words that will generate the support of one group of people without pissing off the opposition. That's a dog whistle. Shout out to my boy Too Raw for TV in the building. Said, have I heard about Trump briefly leaving the hospital in an SUV? Yeah, I saw it. Matter of fact, I saw it. I was talking to my mom and I saw that. And Too Raw, I just want Too Raw for TV. There's some things only for Too Raw. Yeah, that link's only for Too Raw for TV. But yeah, going back to this whole Breonna Taylor situation, man, there's so much that's wrong with this case. There's so many people that need to go down for this, but unfortunately, they won't go down for this because white supremacy is working its magic as we speak. I haven't listened to those tapes yet, but I'm trying to find those tapes. I don't know where those tapes at. What's up, Too Raw?
Hey, what's up, LB?
Now, I hope everything all right with you today, homie.
All right. Yeah. Everything's good. Everything's good.
All right. So now I know you followed this Breonna Taylor incident, right? So you tell me from your perspective, you know, what the devil's going on.
A lot of cover-ups, obfuscations, and downright criminal activity and lying on the part of the state headed by Daniel Cameron. And this is what's going on is a gross miscarriage of justice. They're hiding evidence. They're erasing evidence that shows wrongdoing by the police officers. And I don't understand why, there isn't even more outrage about it. You know what I'm saying? It should be even more outrage about what's going on in Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he outright lied about the ballistics.
Yep.
Saying that the cop didn't have a 9mm weapon. One of the cops, I think one of the cops that actually shot Breonna? Or shot at shot Breonna, saying they must have been walking or whatever. But he did have a 9mm.
Yeah, and remember that the ballistic report came back and said that they couldn't conclude that bullet that hit the police officer came from Kenneth Walker's gun.
Right. Right. And it's just, I don't know, man. I think ultimately it's going to be slow as it always is, but I think eventually the truth will come out, and those guilty parties will eventually be brought to justice. Maybe, as usual, not to the level that we deserve, but Daniel Cameron, I don't even know how you should say this, man. I want his head on a stick, man. I do like that. Oh my God, man. Candace Owens is bad, man, but that's the coon of the year right there. Just for his actions alone.
Hey, bro. Hey, you and I definitely need to get together and come up with some lists. I think I have a list of categories. And then Unique Dawn, she gave me the category of best culture vulture. But yeah, we got Coon of the Year, and then we got most viral Coon moment. And yeah, oh man, Candace Owens hands down the Coon of the Year, man. Hey, that's a spoiler alert.
She could be, yeah. They both at the top.
Yeah, man, this could be, man. At first I thought it was gonna be close, man, between her, Jason Whitlock, and fucking what's the other dude name? Oh shit. Not Stephen A. It's somebody else.
Marcellus Wiley?
No, not Marcellus Wiley. Damn, I can't remember the dude's name, but anyway. Brandon Tatum. That's his name. Brandon Tatum.
Oh, that cop, that former cop dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, Herschel Walker. Herschel Walker's on that list too. You heard Herschel Walker. You heard what Herschel Walker said during the Republican National Convention. The idea of Donald Trump being a racist, that just hurt me to the core. Really, dude?
Did you hear what he said recently about anybody who has an issue with the police, he would like to move them to a country where there's no organized police to teach them a lesson or some shit like that?
Oh no, I ain't heard that. I ain't heard that shit, but I'm pretty sure that was some epic coonery right there.
Right. Oh my God. And his son. Oh God. Remember his son?
Oh, what about? Oh yeah, I heard something about his son, but I ain't. I ain't heard specifically what he said though.
Oh my God, man. The cool the turd doesn't fall too far from the a-hole. I put it like that. Man, his son, oh my God. Super cool.
That's funny as hell. Hey man, that was funny as hell. I had never heard that one. I always say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
They don't get that. They don't
But the
deserve
turd,
that.
but the turd don't fall far from the air.
Yeah, they don't deserve that one.
Nope.
Yeah, man, he's a super coon, man.
Oh
I mean,
man.
it was a viral. Well, I guess pretty viral video that came out with him trashing, trashing the protesters. I think he called was it George Floyd or something? He talked about somebody. He was talking trash about somebody. Oh no. Jacob Blake called him a criminal, a career criminal, despicable, and all these white supremacist talking points.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I might have to listen. I might have to listen to that. I might have to do a Patreon, but that Supreme Butter Biscuit Eater. Hey man,
Yeah, man. That
that's
dude.
bullshit, yo. That's crazy. So shout out to Back to the Basics in the building. And so let's talk about this whole thing with Donald Trump. Hey, the more I think about it, because I was talking to my mom about this, right? The more I think about it, something not right about this shit, man.
I know.
I just can't put my finger on it. You know what I'm saying? I just cannot put my finger on it. But something is not right when it comes to Donald Trump. I think he is worse than what people are making him out to making him out to be. Because remember, you have Mark Meadows, his chief of staff, saying that he was concerned about Donald Trump's health and well-being. And then you had the doctor that made the report today. He let it slip out.
They had been receiving oxygen and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe this dude is like, all that right there is for sure. I mean, it's straight out the Kim Jong-un playbook.
Right. And I don't know what's going on with, that's another topic, but him, who knows what's going on with him. But yeah, like, I know a lot of people are suspecting like this might be a hoax. I don't think it is. I think he did get sick. And I think that he probably is sicker than they're letting on.
Yeah.
There was somebody that pointed out.
Hold on. Hey, LVZ, what's up, homie? Hey, shout out to LVZ NBA Talk. Hey, y'all go subscribe to LVZ NBA Talk and Underrated Darkness, man. LDBC style. Hey, LVZ, if you want to come in, hey, I'll drop the link for you to come in. You know what I'm saying? You too underrated. If y'all want to come in here. But yeah, man, we all know Daniel Cameron is the fucking supreme buck dancer and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, I need to get LVZ on this Coon of the Year war show. This Coon of War show, But yeah, man, that motherfucker, man. Hey, before we go back to Trump, let's go back to Daniel Cameron, because you remember that motherfucker left out a whole bunch of shit. Because why would he need a week to redact the names of the jury?
Good question.
Why would he need a week? No, but the judge was smart. The judge was like, nah, you got till Friday. The judge already knew what was up.
So doing the same shit he used to do back in the day, back in the South, handpicking the jury, making sure the jury is to the persuasion where it's best going to, you know what I'm saying, levy the decision that they're looking for. He was trying to rig everything.
Yeah, because remember, when you select a jury, that's supposed to be based on your peers.
Right.
So if you got a black man who's supposed to be on trial for whatever reason, then this would be a black jury. A majority black jury, majority.
Right.
But no, what you see. Goddamn whole bunch of motherfuckers that black man's on trial, we're gonna have an all white jury.
Yep.
And all Daniel Cameron wanted to do was toe the line for his mentor Mitch McConnell, because he wanted to be proud of him. Did you know that Daniel Cameron had Mitch McConnell go to the wedding, to his wedding. Too raw.
You say you went to his wedding?
Mitch McConnell went to goddamn Daniel Cameron's wedding.
Is it true that he married his granddaughter?
So that report's not true. It's not his granddaughter. I don't know who that woman is, but I thought I read there was like a bunch of reports coming out saying that that's not his granddaughter.
Okay.
Because I initially thought the same thing too. Now I don't know if that's some kind of spin cycle to where it's playing damage control for Mitch McConnell. Because there's always that possibility too. But multiple reports came out saying that that's not his granddaughter or whatever. But still, Daniel Cameron's a fucking coon. That motherfucker got time to swirl it up at a gathering at a house. Now, mind you, he the only black person there. All those people that was at that gathering, he the only black person there, right? So you got time to do that. You got time to be at a Republican National Convention, but you don't got time to seek justice for those white police officers that killed Breonna Taylor. Now, mind you, we already asked those questions about what they did at the house.
Right.
And yeah, speaking of which, there was a guy by the name of David McAtee that Back to the Basics talked about yesterday. So Daniel Cameron, so those cops killed David McAtee.
Yep.
And he was an unarmed black man. All he wanted to do was serve barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I forget. You're right.
What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah.
Why are you not talking about? Why is the media not talking about that?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
they have not did nothing about that case. They have not looked into it or nothing. That's why. Because we've been asking the same questions they'll be at the courthouse, and they're not doing nothing about that.
No, I don't know why it's not a I don't know why it ain't no outrage about the brother, especially on YouTube, them content creators. I mean, we bring it up, but I'm saying it should be an outrage on that too.
The only thing that happened after that was the police chief stepping down.
Like they don't got no signs up for David nowhere in Louisville right now. I don't understand that. They don't.
That's crazy, man. But see, look, this is the thing, right? If this thing going to change, right? I don't want to hear nothing but no sensitivity training. I don't want to hear but nothing but de-escalation. These cops know all that. They go through training at period times throughout the year about that. So don't give me that bullshit about, well, we need de-escalation training and we need sensitivity training and we need all this kind of training. No, y'all need to start punishing motherfuckers. And notice I ain't say hold people accountable, because they can get community service that can be counted as held accountable if you give a motherfucker community service. No, I want to hear punishment. That means if you kill an unarmed black man, it's automatic life in prison.
And these cops who got fired from the department going probably at some other department too. That's some bullshit.
Oh, that's another thing too. If you get fired from a police department, your ass don't need to be working nowhere else ever again as a police officer. You can't even work as a security guard at a bank carrying a nightstick. But see, this is the thing, right? And this pisses me off. And this is the hypocrisy here in our democracy. So I can have a reckless driving on my record, right? And that shit follows me on my fucking credit report. It follows me when I go apply to be a taxi cab driver, whatever like that. But these cops can kill unarmed black men and women, and they can get fired from one police department only to go work at another one somewhere else.
Yep.
Oh, but me getting a reckless driving ticket, oh my God, you're such a menace to society. Get the fuck out of here. Piss me off, man. You get evicted from your house. Now, mind you, eviction rate's going to go up now that we are in this we in the state of this pandemic. People can't work, people can't pay their bills, right? So they're gonna get kicked the fuck out their homes, and that shit's gonna follow them on their credit report for 10 years. Probably even longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
But yet, these guys can go out there, gun down unarmed black men and women, and they can get a job the next day. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that shit don't even end up in their files.
Sometimes, yeah.
Bullshit. That's bullshit.
Look how long it took that officer that killed Eric Garner to even lose his job. He didn't even get fired initially. What, like 5 years? It took him 5 years to get fired. That was just public pressure on de Blasio to do it.
Yep.
Hey,
It took a long time for that cop to get fired who killed that black woman at the what's her name? Carissa Shields.
Carissa Shields is a boxer.
I'm talking about that woman who got pulled over by that white cop who made those videos about justice for black people. I'm trying to remember
you
what her
talking
name.
about down in Texas?
Yeah,
Oh, you talking about the one that everybody's pretty much know that they killed her in jail. They photographed her dead.
yeah.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking
shit.
about.
Who was that? What was her name again?
Can't remember her name.
Because that sounds like Matrice Richardson out in California.
No,
But
Sandra
this out in
Bland.
Texas, right? Sandra Bland.
Bland.
That's her name. Sandra Bland.
I don't believe those cops ever got fired for killing her in prison because they still don't understand how she died in prison because they erased the videotapes.
I don't even think she was in prison. I think she was in jail.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She was in jail.
Right.
They erased the videotapes and nobody don't know what happened. They said she committed suicide. Like, I don't think that happened. I think they killed her. And they tried to cover that up. And I don't think nothing of them lost their job. They got suspended and came back to work.
Yeah, that's fucked up. $33.99. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that was Sandra Bland that had that happen too.
Yeah, and in that photo, that mugshot, man, it looked like she's lying down. A lot of people it looks like she's flat, and it like they digitally altered that picture. That might have been taken post-mortem after they beat her to death, and then fake, some BS story about her hanging herself.
Yep.
And I remember this. I remember a couple years ago. It's based on a true story. It happened back in the '60s. This white man killed this guy who was running. I think he was running for Congress in his own driveway when he came home from doing campaigns. And the white man that killed him never served time. Like they waited all the way up to he in his 80s, almost close to his death, to convict him.
You talking about Becca Evers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking Byron, I think his name was Byron Della Beckwith. Fucking piece of shit. Yeah, they waited till
he said he did it too, right in his family's face in the jury room too. He said, "Yeah, I did. I killed something. I ain't gonna do nothing about it." And they didn't for almost 40 years.
Yep.
Yeah, that's bullshit right there, yo.
I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, when you think about it, how many old men in the South that you interact with, I'm just saying in general, especially like in the 90s and whatever, old men, you think they're some nice men, and these motherfuckers were some straight savages when they were young. How many white men have gotten away with murdering black people? You know what I'm saying? Got covered up.
Yep.
Just like Emmett Till.
Emmett Till is horrible, but and that was the most gross, the most ridiculous, you know what I'm saying, like example. But it's probably been, I mean, it's been hundreds of black men and women, especially black men, that have disappeared. And, you know what I'm saying, may have never been found or whatever because they got out of place. They got out of pocket. They dared speak uppity to a white man. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of stuff that happened, man, in this country, man.
And like I always tell my nieces and nephews all the time, I always learned your history about this country. And the history they teach you in school, it don't match up. Always learn your real history about the country.
Right. And one LVZ put me on to this. I ain't even know this. I ain't even know in Texas, they pretty much done erased slavery from, and other the states too, but in Texas, they done pretty much erased slavery from the history books.
Yeah. So if you go back, so one thing too, Raw, and I kind of like slightly talked about this one day on the channel. So one day I talked about how politicians they have a hand into what goes in those textbooks.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So because remember, if you go to elementary school, look, when I went through elementary school, I knew nothing about the Black Wall Street. They didn't even teach that when I went through school.
Mm-mm.
Did you? I know that. Let me ask the chat room. Did anybody learn about Black Wall Street when they went through school? I learned about it after I left school.
I did not find out about that till I turned like 39 years. Till I turned like 30 years old. That's when I first heard of that. And plus, it's the first time I ever heard that was when I was watching that show on HBO about those superheroes. I did not understand what was happening. Like,
I ain't learned about most of that stuff, man, till after I got out of high school and I discovered the internet. You could read about stuff. Most of the stuff I've learned from reading, doing my own research.
I learned a whole lot of stuff from Wikipedia, though.
Yeah, Wikipedia pretty good. I mean, some of the stuff up there a little questionable, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, school only taught us. Only thing I ever heard in those schools that we were slaves. Apparently, we didn't contribute in this country other than being slaves. Lincoln gave us our freedom. We got our rights in the '60s. Dr. King did something; he got killed, and they didn't even mention Malcolm X in our school.
I did have a history teacher who played those movies, the Root movies in the classroom. We saw every single one.
I didn't learn. Man, growing up, I had this teacher, man. She was a racist. She was white, and she hated black culture. Now, I'm not saying that back then. I didn't recognize that. This is in hindsight, being older and recognizing stuff. You know what I'm saying? But she hated black culture, like, and she was a racist because we had a teacher, right, that was Jewish, and the teacher was telling us about their culture, what they people believe in, whatever, right? So after the teacher left, our teacher was like saying, like, their religion is wrong, Christianity is the right religion, da 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 da. But how I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't your place to say this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not in a position where you're supposed to be saying all this. I mean, in your home, yeah, but not at school. And she always had something to say about black culture and you know how decadent it was and all that type stuff. But yeah, in school, man, I didn't learn anything about black culture until I got to high school. Like anything, like roots. Most of that stuff I learned later on.
Be honest with you, two raw man, they the way they teach us Christianity back growing up, I had a whole lot of questions they didn't want to answer to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like when it comes to politics and Christianity, like you supposed to answer those questions, but I had a whole lot of questions like how come they don't got this in the Bible? How come they don't say about that in the Bible? Like whole lot of things that they don't want to tell you.
Oh yeah, questions and stuff. Yeah, they get annoyed. They get annoyed when you ask questions.
You damn right about that. Yeah, my mom used to be like, yes, boy, shut up. Don't you ask no questions about God. Like,
Yep. And what about the girl that fired the warning shot? She ended up getting like 20 years in jail for that. I think that happened in Florida.
Yeah, I remember that.
I thought she got off though. They dropped the charges.
Yeah, but that was after the fact. The girl shouldn't even have gone to jail, in my opinion.
Because
She
Yeah,
fired the
and what
warning
was
shot. She was
crazy
in the
was
girl was in an abusive relationship.
right. Where was the Me Too movement in that situation?
Or time's up.
Right. Where were they?
With these
What was them?
women's rights group that we want empowerment for black women. Where were they at?
you know what? You know something, LB? I bet they're gonna come out against Dr. Dre now since he won his case against his ex-wife. Watch them, watch. You gonna see them come out, try to take up for her.
Mm.
Yeah, and see that's crazy. And that right there just it's just so frustrating, man. Like I say before, all the time, man. We got to fight white supremacy, but yet we got to have a civil war with these black bootlicks, man. These black bootlicks are like a cancer, or I think of it as like a malignant tumor, and we got to get them out because all they do is spread bullshit for their white paymasters.
Yeah, it's getting worse.
Like they do anything that sell us out for that bag, LB. Like the prime example you said in your last video, Candace Owens.
I mean, she is but this is what they do. This is what they do. I mean, this is the playbook. Hey, we're gonna run out a black bootlick, and we're gonna have her to the line for white supremacy, right? And then I'm warning you, Candace Owens, this your paycheck is right behind this. You better go out there and give me a juicy one. And what she do? Yeah, Breonna Taylor, they had all these drugs and they had all this meth, and the boyfriend, the police announced themselves, and he shot at the cops. Just all this bullshit. All this bullshit. The way Candace was running around here talking that bullshit, you think they was like the El Chapo of fucking Kentucky and shit.
Then she said they would crack cocaine in the neighborhoods, and talking about they had one of those like what the little thing they had in Breaking Bad set up in the neighborhood too.
What's that?
In that show Breaking Bad. No, she said it was we had meth in our neighborhood too. We were making meth in the neighborhood. She actually said we were making meth in our neighborhood. I couldn't believe they came out her mouth. Seriously.
Meth?
She said we had meth labs in the neighborhood and we're making it.
I think she in the wrong neighborhood for that one.
Yep.
You know, I don't know, man. It's remember that group, man. Remember those vigilante even though I think they were like liberals or whatever, but remember that group? They used to go around like throwing pies in people's faces.
Oh yeah.
Like, like where are these people at now, man? I want to see somebody just throw a pie right in Candace's own face so she can have her dream come true of wearing white face temporarily. Pie right in her face. She deserves it.
What about that group who on spray Peter who on spray paint they real live flags on people?
They should spray paint what?
They used to take a spray can and spray the color red, blue with different colors on real live fur that people used to wear.
Oh, well, those people that was animal anti-fur people, anti-fur groups. And like I mean, yeah, I haven't really been seeing a lot of that lately. It's almost like that's become passe or whatever. Like they done moved on to new projects since then.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I just imagine she probably got a whole lot of bodyguards around her if somebody's gonna try to throw a pie in her face.
Yeah,
They do something.
probably a bunch of white supremacists.
She's more worse than that woman in Kansas who hates gay people.
A woman in Kansas?
Yeah, it's a woman in Kansas who's a attorney. They have some type of church. She was raised by her father. They hate gay people. They hate fag. They're like, God hates you.
Oh, you talk about oh Jesus, the founder of that church died a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, her father.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Damn, what was the name of that group, that church?
Actually, the church is like a cult because they got
Right.
They got a lot of members, but why you got fence around your church if it's so?
I know you're talking about. Damn, man, what was his name? I can't remember his name. But yeah, they're extremists.
Like he had I think 6 or 7 kids. Like four of his kids follow his what he used to do, and the other one don't because they knew they father was crazy and a racist.
He would love Trump.
I know, right?
Yeah, he would love Trump. He died just before Trump came up. Well, before he rose to power.
Yeah, the guy died of cancer.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of his damn name.
Yeah, when he died, his daughter took over.
Oh, I don't.
Phelps? Something Phelps? Isn't it something Phelps?
I believe so, but they hold
something
But
Phelps.
LB, they hold signs up talking about God hate. The reason they said God hates fag. That's the reason why y'all getting punished like this.
You say what?
They hold signs up saying God hates fags. That's the reason why y'all getting punished like this.
Oh my goodness.
They
What the hell?
They actually come to veterans' funerals holding those signs up too.
Yeah, like basically if even if a person like served in the military and they died like, serving their country, if the person was known to be homosexual, yeah, they would pretty much like just protest the funeral and be like, just they shouldn't even be existing. You know what I'm saying? Like protest against the person for being gay and shit. Look, I got my own personal views about stuff, man. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not going to go protesting, somebody they shouldn't be buried because they're gay or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, to me, a lot of those people are projecting anyway. A lot of them got their own issues and they projecting on other people.
And they definitely hate black people too. Like they definitely don't want no black person dating they kids.
Hey Lou, have you ever noticed? I know you've noticed it. Most of those people like that are ugly. I'm just being serious. I'm not trying to be funny. You ever notice that most of them are ugly?
When I saw her, she reminded me of that wicked witch of Wizard of Oz. I said, damn, you was just like the wicked witch of Wizard of Oz.
They mad because they ugly and they just miserable people and they project on other people. They need to bring other people down because they mad.
Yeah.
They hate looking in the mirror every morning. Well, so ugly. I'm gonna make other people miserable because I'm ugly and miserable.
I can't believe she actually had kids too. They said her husband left her ass after he really found out how she really was.
Yeah, that money wasn't worth it.
Nope.
Yeah.
But y'all, I'm gonna end the stream and get ready to watch this game here. And
So you ready to watch another blowout again tonight, LB?
Yeah, I ready to watch another bona fide ass whooping.
Man.
Oh yeah.
After the game, we're gonna be up and arguing and take a stream.
Hey, by the way, Reverend Daryl Scott, fuck you. That's right. You think I forgot about you, Legion, the founding member of the Legion of Bootlicks? I mean, Voices for Trump.
Hey, don't forget about Larry Elder. He's an asshole too.
Oh, don't worry, we got a Lifetime Achievement Award named after him. That's right. We got a Lifetime Achievement Award named after Larry Elder. If you want to know more about Larry Elder, ain't you got a video about Larry Elder too, Ron?
I probably have done one about him. I've done one about him back in the day. Jesse Lee Peterson, all of them. Yeah, he's a OG coon. OG coon.
Like you already did a video about that that white Supreme Judge too raw. The one Donald Trump picked.
Now I haven't done a video about that yet. Because
when you do more research on this woman, too raw, you're gonna be surprised how she really is, boy. You might end up making 5 videos about this crazy.
I probably got to do a little bit more reading about what I've heard has been terrible. I've heard that that she is a racist, and I've heard that she basically thinks homosexuality is it should be criminalized, and also she doesn't, believe in Roe versus Wade. That should be overturned, and that she's lying about her ideology not driving how she would function as a judge. She would be driven by her ideology. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think she's one of the reasons why Trump going to be up out of here anyway. So,
that's why he's trying to hurry up, get her into Supreme Court. So he already said if he loses, he's gonna fight that tooth and nail.
Well, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's still a month to go, man. But I got a feeling He about to get his ass handed to him on election day, man. I think he gonna get his ass handed to him.
Too big to rig. That's all we need to have. It needs to be too big to rig.
Hell yeah.
Because if it's close, and oh my God, the election's rigged, and this thing and the next thing, he's doing all this shit from goddamn suppressing the vote to like all this shit. The Postmaster General is in on it. Mitch McConnell don't want to fund the goddamn United States Postal Service. This is a way convoluted chessboard having many players on this board, and they're operating to the T until you get people who's seeing it for what it is and pushing back. You got the general public pushing back. You can't have the general public, not have a public outcry about this and they're not doing anything, and the people that they elected office not doing anything. Oh no, we can't have that. So we're gonna put on some political theater and bring the Postmaster General under trial for that.
Mm-hmm.
LB, I really do hope Mitch McConnell lose because I wouldn't be mad. I would not be upset if that She-Man becomes our new Trump person.
Yeah, Diamond and Silk. Yeah, fuck them too. I don't like those two Mammy Supreme. Patty and Selma. That's what I like to call them.
I'm sorry, man. But every time I keep on looking at Merc Club, I'm like, there's no way those are your kids. You gotta have to adopt. I look at a husband, man, like, man, this man look like he's quite your age. That cannot be your kid, your husband, your kid. Come on now.
Mm-hmm.
What the polls look like out there? I mean, is it look like Mitch gonna be reelected from the polls, or
the way things are looking right now? Every single cop gonna vote for his ass. Because all the sheriff departments, the police departments, and the fire department are all gonna vote for his ass.
Well, of course they're gonna vote for him. He funds he gives them money.
But people in the city of Louisville will never vote for Mitch McConnell. It's the county that keep on voting him to stay in office every year.
right?
And though most of the counties here are a whole lot of racist people. So it's looking like he may end up winning again. Been up for the past 30 damn years and counting. He's
30, what? He's elected in 84. So what is that? 35 years? 36 years?
Yeah.
He's not. Basically, he's not going. He's gonna be there till he's dead and gone. Maybe Donald Trump gave him COVID. You like I said, like we saw too raw. Everybody else is starting to get it down there now. How many people came out with it who been around Trump and got it now?
A lot of them. Chris Christie got it now. That's the one I'm watching because he big. He a big dude.
Hey, that motherfucker is thunder chunky.
I'm telling you, I know how Donald Trump got it. He was sleeping with his assistant, and next thing you know, he got it now.
Shout out to Hitman X in the. Oh, you talk about what's that girl name? Hope Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hope and hopping on dicks.
Hopping on Dix Hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how he got it. He was screwing her. Then he gave it to Melania.
He gave it to Melania, huh? Hey, you see her? Hey, you heard that that tape that came out about her? One of her best friends leaked the tape out about her talking about how she didn't want to do Christmas stuff at the White House and all that. Man, we all know what's up, man. She wanted to fuck her sugar daddy at the goddamn. Cause y'all don't know, her sugar daddy was the goddamn director of security at Tiffany. Shout out to Hitman X in the building. Yeah, that explained why she came. She remember when Trump first took office, she moved to the White House immediately. No.
Basically, both of them been cheating on each other, and like I said,
I want big long dick.
Like I said, the first thing when she's done being the first lady, she is gone. They getting divorced. She gonna get some of that sugar daddy money and Donald Trump's money.
Yeah, that's a shout out to my boy Hitman X in the building. Yeah, man, you already know what it is, man. She gonna take his money, right? And then, she could be laying in the bed of that money while she getting banged doggy style. You know what I'm saying? Money, 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 money. Yeah.
This is what he do.
This and while she pillow talking with her new man, and she could talk all kinds of shit with Donald Trump in her Slovenian voice. And she from Slovenia, right?
I believe I thought she was from Russia.
Hold on, she's from Slovenia.
I don't think she's from
she
Russia.
is from Slovenia. She's from Novo Mesto, Slovenia. Okay. I don't even know where Google Maps will find that at. But anyway, she from Slovenia. So while she pull a talk with her new man, she could be talking shit about Trump in her Slovenian voice, talking about, he wouldn't even touch me, and then when he did touch me, he had a little 2-inch dick, and he make me do all the stuff that I don't want to do. He made me want to play around with little kids. He made me want to do Christmas designs and the White House. It was just so much. And I didn't love him. I just wanted him for his money.
I know one thing.
I love you because you make me feel good about myself. And the way you lick my pussy. You treat me right, and you buy me all kinds of stuff, and I never wanted to be with the Donald.
I bet before they got married, he had to sign one of those little papers talking about if they got divorced, he can't write a tell-all book.
Yeah, it's called what's it called? Oh yeah, NDA.
Oh, non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah, in Chappelle Show version, the love contract.
She gonna probably tell her sugar daddy everything.
Donald got 2-inch dick. You got 8-inch dick. I love your dick.
She gonna tell sugar daddy everything. He gonna write it down and what else? He gonna release it.
Supposedly, man, Tom Cruise makes his gay lovers sign NDAs.
What? Oh?
What?
Yeah. Oh, y'all ain't know about Tom Cruise being gay?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Cruise, John Travolta. Yeah, they both like men.
What? Oh?
John Travolta.
Oh yeah. Oh, don't tell me I gotta stop making Hollywood videos.
Yeah, hey, Hollywood video.
Cause I know John Travolta was married to Kelly Preston for years, but I didn't know he was gay.
That was a cover. That was a beard. That's just a front to hide his true. Yeah, he's gay, man. His he had a sexual affair with a gay male porn star turned private investigator. I forgot his name.
John Holmes.
No, not him. No, not John Holmes. It was some dude. I can't remember his name. But a lot of these dudes in Hollywood are gay, man. Gay or perverts or whatever.
Oh? Well. I did not know that. Well, I knew that, Hollywood, always had, a bunch of, come see, come saw motherfuckers, right? But did not realize that, some of these these big time actors and actresses, was out there sliding down the pole.
Too raw at point, because I've been seeing some of Tom Cruise movies, and he never wanted to kiss females in movies. He never wanted to do nothing with them. Not hug them, not get close to them, not even kiss them, nothing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He never do love scenes with them either. I'm like, I never questioned that, but now I'm starting to.
Yeah, he's always playing a bad guy, or he's playing a badass good guy, like he did in From Paris with Love.
Oh, John Travolta.
Yeah,
I like that movie actually. For Paris,
I like that movie too.
All right, don't get me wrong. I ain't got nothing against John Travolta. That's whatever. I mean, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much like, it's some stuff that's rumors, and you kind of like, I don't know if it's true. No, this is one of the things that's so out there that they even make jokes about it on cartoons like Family Guy and whatnot about John Travolta. It's pretty.
I can't believe the same guy who taught everybody to do the shrug is gay.
Mr. Carter. Mr. Carter, I love cock, Mr. Carter. I guess he called Freddie Boom Boom for a different reason, huh?
You make you kind of wonder why he left the show to do movies. I know he left the show to do movies, but why did he really leave that show?
I don't know. Oh God! I'm telling you, when I first heard that shit, when I first heard that mess about, I think I first heard that about like 15 years ago, man. I didn't believe it.
Underrated.
Nah, I don't think that's true. But I started reading about it. Yeah, it's true.
And my mother loved that movie Saturday Night on Fever.
Remember he played the female in the Hairspray reboot.
I did not watch that bullshit. I was like, oh hell no, I ain't watching that bullshit.
No, I ain't watch it, but I do remember seeing like a still of him dressed up as a fat woman or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that part, but I didn't watch that bullshit. Like, and they said the person who played his daughter is gay too.
Who?
The person who played his daughter in the movie Hairspray, she's gay.
Okay, now see, I never seen it. That, so I don't know who they're talking about.
In Hairspray, it was this big fat chick who never been in movies in her career. That was her first starring role.
Right.
And they said she came out homosexual a year later. And after that, she never got any more roles.
Now, dude, I did watch the first Hairspray that came out in the 80s with Ricky Lake. I remember that movie.
It is off the brand new one.
Yeah. Man. That's a lot.
Terrell, you may have to start doing Hollywood videos because some stuff we just don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
like the last video you did about that singer. I thought you said remembering her. I was like, man, what? She passed away?
Well, nah, she ain't dead. I should have titled something different. Nah, she won't dead. Nah, but man, like it's a lot of That might be a good video idea because I know. I mean, it's a lot of weird shit that I done read about. Celebrities and past celebrities and shit like that. Like I know, like Clark Gable had terrible fucking breath. His breath smelled like shit.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I knew that too.
You heard
Because he smoked. The man smoked a lot of
Hey,
cigarettes.
shout out to my boy Coach Shelton Harris in the building. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you.
What's
Yeah,
up,
Coach said they hated kissing him.
Yeah, the woman that kissed him and Gone with the Wind, what was her name? Vivian Lee. She said she kept like retching, like gagging after every time she would kiss him because his breath smelled so bad.
Yeah, I heard you. Yeah, you probably heard stories about Cary Grant too.
Oh, him being bisexual?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that's what Cary Grant meant when Clark Gable meant when he don't give a damn. He talking about his breath, about toothbrushes and shit, right?
I guess so.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
maybe toothbrush wasn't a thing back in the day.
Fucking polish a twig off or something. Use something. His
I
finger.
know, right? You know what I'm saying? Get a fucking. I'm pretty sure they made greeny weenies back in the day and shit. You know what I'm saying? Brush them goddamn yellow ass teeth looking like fool's gold.
Hey, the thing about it, LB, you couldn't see that his teeth was yellow because it used to be in black and white.
Oh yeah, that's right. So even if his teeth was every other color but white, you wouldn't even be able to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff I know about stuff back then. Like I know, see, some of these actors, man, a lot of people I ain't know the hell I'm talking about, but I know Wallace Beery, he murdered a man and the studio covered it up.
I think I heard
another person I need to do. Speaking with, another person I need to do a video on, Ed Buck. Now, if you don't know who Ed Buck is a top donor for the Democrat. He donated tons of money to the Democratic Party, whatever like that, right? Mm-hmm. So he's this Democratic Party promoter by day or campaign donor by day.
Oh, that guy
by night.
Oh, I think I know you're talking about. He will have like decadent gay sex parties, right?
Yep, and
I heard about him.
Those decadent gay parties and cause somebody to end up dead too.
Right. I did remember hearing about that a couple years, maybe like 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago.
Oh, hey guys, you LB, you may want to end this because this might be a good game.
All right, well, I'm glad you
okay.
In the stream. I appreciate y'all for coming in the building, man. Salute everybody. This your boy. Scream at me. Oh!